gonna do when I get off that bus. But still ain't got that ride fixed, but it's alright. I'm already claiming it's gonna be fixed in a minute. You know, ain't no trip on that guy gonna make that way. You know, car's running. He's still gonna make that way. He always do. So I don't even trip on that. Don't worry. But anyway, man, what up with it? It's your boy, O to the D, aka Knowledge General the Jews. You know how I do. Also known as Hebrew Judah on these YouTube streets, aka Leatherface. And you gotta remember, Leatherface is a franchise signed the mayor, right? And everything that I'm speaking, all the knowledge that I get is obtained through the Most High. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not a smart guy. He's a brilliant guy. You know, I'm just trying to be a faithful servant. But let me break down adultery for you, right? Now I know people understand adultery from you married and then you out here messing with somebody. That's adultery. Yes, that's a form of adultery too. But did you also know that you don't have to physically mess with somebody to commit adultery? What I mean by that is if you marry, and I only say if you married, bro. Y'all know people get mad about that, but the Bible tells us if we ain't married, we shouldn't be messing with nobody anyway. That's fornication, right? You shouldn't be doing that. That's out of wedlock. You shouldn't be doing that in the first place. But if you married and you even look at a female and think, oh man, I turn that up, I want to hit that, or something in your head, you've already committed adultery. You know what I'm saying? You done already committed it just by thinking that act. You know? And it's a lot of people that don't understand that because there's a lot of stuff set up for you to commit adultery over and over again in your mind before you even do it, right? You can be a married man just because you ain't went out there and touched a female, but you looking at porn, lusting over these females, it's the same thing. It's still adultery. You know, I know people gonna try to make excuses for it, this and that, but we can't always make excuses for it, man. Because at the end of the day, the Lord ain't taking excuses. If you still here, He giving you time to do something different, right? I know it's hard. You got to understand the road to salvation is not going to be easy. It's not going to be like the road to damnation. It's the road to damnation. You can get there any kind of way. You can just be naturally who you was when you came out the womb, and you can make it to hell, right? To make it to a better place other than here, you have to actually have, you got to have control. You got to be able to monitor what you do and what you don't do, right? You got to be able to be holy in an unholy world. Now, that's not easy for anybody to do, to be real with you. But if you walk with Him, it can be done. It can be done. And it's not going to be easy. You got to dig deep for that. You know, it ain't going to be just given to you. Salvation ain't going to be just given to you. Because if that's the case, the road to heaven would be wide and the road to hell would be narrow. It'd be different, right? It's not like that, right? For you to make it to hell, it's very easy. Very easy. It's very hard for you to make it to the pearly gates. So like I said, but there's another form of adultery that people don't talk about, don't bring up, because they don't really, I don't know, they probably don't agree with it or don't believe it or whatever it is. But there's a form of spiritual adultery, right? What that means is we're supposed to have only one God, which is I am that I am, the God of the Hebrews, right? Now, how you commit spiritual fornication is when you worshiping all these other gods. You know, you got Jehovah on your mind, you got the Islam God, the Buddhist God, you got all these other ones that you worshiping. That's spiritual fornication, right? When you sit up here worshiping John down the street, that's spiritual fornication. When you worshiping gold, money, drugs, females, sex, that's spiritual fornication. And don't get it twisted, man. You can worship these things. You know what I'm saying? You can make anything your God. Don't mean it's the right God, but you can make anything your God. So spiritual fornication is a big problem that people don't get. You know, that's why I tell people all the time, man, you better know who you praying to. Because there's a whole lot of fake gods out here, little G's. It's a bunch of little G's out here, right? But there's only one big G. And you can keep playing with it and running around here and not know his name and keep calling on the wrong guy. And at the end of the day, you'll be worshiping that guy, right? That's spiritual fornication. And what people don't get is the devil can grant small wishes and praises, and he can grant little small stuff to make you think you worshiping the right guy. But if it don't fall in line with that Bible, that's why I tell people you need to read, man, because he told you what his name was right there in Genesis when Moses came and rescued his people from Egypt, right? He told you what his name was. Bottom line, if you don't believe me, go back and look. Go back and look what Moses said when he came down for the Ten Commandments. You know what I'm saying? We have a guide. The rightful guide is I am that I am, Ahaya Ashar Ahaya, right? Now, you can't sit up here and listen to people that tell you can worship any God you want to, and the Most High knows what's in your heart, right? Because the Most High also knows in your heart that you could have studied and found yourself approved and figured out his real name, but you decided to just stop at the name they gave you, right? That's spiritual fornication, y'all. And it's a lot. That's why they said the road to hell is going to be wide, because you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be in these churches that's going to feel like the name they've been calling on is right. But what happens when you get there and he look at you like, no, you ain't been calling on the right name. I don't know who you been calling on. You've been talking to Tyrone down the street. No pun intended, because my brother named Tyrone. I just use the name Tyrone all the time. You've been talking to Richard down the street, man. You ain't been talking to me, right? So then what you do? Now you just looking at the situation like, man, I've been over here talking to little Richard the whole time, right? But you already there. There's no backseas now. You know what I'm saying? So spiritual fornication is one of the biggest problems that a lot of people following have and gonna have in the future, right? Hold up, man. I gotta get my headphones up out of here. I'm messing with my two cars that don't work. We finna get them up and running. I told you. As soon as these taxes drop, the Lord already made a way. So we just gonna go from there. But yeah, spiritual fornication is a big problem, bro. And spiritual fornication is gonna take a lot of people out, bro. A lot of people, man. A lot of people ain't gonna make it due to spiritual fornication, bro. So, like I said, man, you still got time. Look up, research, and find out what the Most High's real name is. Don't just go with what they telling you. Don't just go with what your preacher's saying. Don't just go with the dude down the street is saying. I mean, don't even go with what I'm saying. Go and look it up yourself. Go and show yourself approved. See, me, myself, I read the Bible, but I ain't no better than nobody else. Please don't get it twisted. I'm not. I'm no better than nobody else. Anything that I can do, anybody else can do. But I read the Bible, so I understand what his name is, what he told Moses, right? Or you can keep listening to people that tell you that their Bible ain't real, and you can just go on off that if that's what you want to do. However you feel like doing it, man. But if you came across this video and you're listening to me now, believe me, the Lord knows that you know what it is, right? You can't say, oh, well, I heard him say it on YouTube, but I didn't want to believe him because, he called himself OD, or he used to smoke weed, or he used to drink, or he used to do this and do that, so I can't believe him. Look, man, a lot of times God can send messages to anybody. He can send it to an ex-drunk, an ex-weed head, an ex-murderer. He can send a message to anybody. Right now could be your message for you to change some stuff up, man. Spiritual adultery is real. Now, if that's where you want to live, that's what you want to do, I'm not mad at you for it. I still love you, and he'll forgive you whenever you want to come up there with him. But if you keep practicing in that, you won't make it to where you're supposed to be making it to. So make sure y'all know the real name of God. Ahaya Ashar Ahaya. I am that I am. None greater, the Most High. Yeshua the Christ. It's your boy D. I'm signing out. Remember, if you ain't getting knowledge, you ain't getting nothing. I do this.